Yeah, hi and welcome. This is Sameer Desai, founder of Seagull Advertising. It's my pleasure to invite you to this episode of Dreamers to Doers. Today we have got a husband and wife couple. The wife, a world-renowned and India's respected sports person, and husband, an engineer, an entrepreneur, and importantly, a very supportive husband. On our set today, we have Anjali Bhagwat and Mandar Bhagwat. Welcome. Pleasure to having both of you. So, where do we start with? Let's start with Anjali. Okay.
Sure.
So, Anjali, shooting has been your hobby, your passion, and your profession.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I've understood is that it started a little late, even in terms of your age when you got into it. Can you tell us how you got into shooting and where is it today in your life?
So I never knew shooting as a sport. It exists.
Okay.
But I was into NCC in my college days, and there we were introduced to this event. And I used to do pretty well in the NCC category. So, and Maharashtra Rifle Association, our state association, did not have a proper team.
Okay.
To represent at the national level. So, and we used to go to Worli Seaface range where Maharashtra Rifle Association is working from, and then they saw us as an NCC cadet practicing, so they invited us, why not you represent, try shooting at the national level. And just after 7 days of training, we went for our first national tournament. As an athlete, I represented Maharashtra first time in my life, and I don't know how, but I got my first national silver medal just after 7 days practice.
Fantastic.
And everybody were like quite excited. I was felicitated, and my picture came into newspaper. I was very excited, and then I continued it as a hobby, and then I don't know, I mean, when it became my career. I just went into that flow.
Okay.
From there I picked up.
And for how many years have you been shooting from that first?
1988 was my first national at Ahmedabad, and still I am shooting. Still
Okay.
I am into competitive
Still you're
shooting.
doing?
Yes,
Fantastic.
more than 38, 39 years.
So if I'm correct, Anjali, they say that shooting doesn't have really a age limit, right?
Yes.
You can continue shooting even...
Age is no bar for our sport. That's advantage we have. But you need to be a little bit fit, and more than physical fitness, the mental stability and mental fitness is the prime requirement of our event. So without concentration, shooting is impossible. But along with the concentration, you need to have that, zest and that fire into yourself to stand at your one place, because it is an individual event. You are competing with others, but you are performing individually. So you need to have that competitiveness and guts into you to see yourself at the top level.
But tell me one thing, like at least for me, my own experience is sometimes if I'm disturbed with anything, okay, I'm not able to focus on the work that I do. Okay, so the disturbance may be because of something maybe personal or something else. Does that also happen in shooting? That how can you focus?
Yeah, because
how can
we are
you
human beings.
Okay.
We do have problems. I have a family. I have so many other roles to play as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, as a coach. But then we have different kind of exercises to follow to keep our mind focused and calm when we are performing. And I work more on my breathing patterns,
Okay.
which helps me a lot. Which helps me to come back to present and have a good focus on my current activity.
So is it really, of course we call it the Arjuna Award also, but is it really that at that point in time your focus is only on the target?
Yes,
You
there's
can
a lot
shut
of
off everything else.
chemistry into it. Because our target is so small. It's like a 1 rupee size coin size, and there's a pen dot in the center. We have to hit that dot, and our scores are calculated in fraction, in decimals.
Okay.
So we need to hit that dot so accurately. So the dead center is calculated as 10.9.
Okay.
Is our 10% mark.
Okay.
And the difference between the podium is sometimes 0.2, 0.3. So we have to be that accurate. And to have that precision, we need to be very, very focused, calm, concentrated. And when we release our trigger, we release our trigger in between our heartbeats.
Just to ask you, even when
Yes.
you're talking to me now, are you aware of your heartbeats?
Yes, I am. Because
Mandar,
when our heart is pumping in, our muscles are erect. When pumping out, muscles are relaxed. So we have to pick up that rhythm. We need to know our BP, our heart rate, and because every human being body is moving with the pulse rate. There are so many veins, so many pulse rate. So we have to learn our body movement, and with that body movement, our aiming is also continuously moving. No individual's rifle is dead still or steady on the target. It's moving continuously. We have to pick up that rhythm, and with that we have to exhale totally, stop for our heartbeats, and accordingly release the trigger. So it is that deep. You need to have good training and good mind.
So tell me, you said that you happened to get into shooting,
Yes.
right? It was not really planned. There was a particular camp you went for, and in your very first debut itself, you got recognition, and then your career began. So once your career began, what were your dreams? What did you want to see yourself as?
No, we couldn't dream anything.
Okay.
I didn't know what is next.
Okay.
That was a struggling period because we had only 2-3 weapons in our club, and those were also Baba Adam ke zamane ke. Sometimes the bullet used to land on the target. And
Are you serious?
6-7 shooters used to share one weapon. So I had to wait whole day on the range ki mera turn kab aayega, when will I handle my weapon, and start my training. So it was very unprofessional, no accessories, no facilitation. But then I had that dream ki I have to show to the world that we have that talent. And we used to go abroad, and it was like go compete, see others winning, and come back. And it went on for 6-7 years. And then I was very tired, what's happening? But still we survived because we were together. The whole NCC cadets, we were friends, and we joined together, and we used to motivate each other. Nahi, karke dikhayenge. One day we'll get something, one day we'll do it. And then we survived, and it happened. In 98 was a good positive turn in my career when our first foreign coach, Laszlo Suchak, came to India.
Okay.
And then we learned what is actual shooting is. What is the technique, why we are using special jacket trousers, we wear special outgears, to have a stability and other support. And then we learned the professional shooting. And within 6 months, when he came, because our groundwork was good, we were very fit due to NCC training. Within 6 months, he polished us, and then I achieved so many medals at the Commonwealth and Asian Games. And then due to my achievement, I got my first wild card for the Sydney 2000 Olympics.
Fantastic. So how did you feel when you got into Sydney Olympics?
Oh, I was amateur then, but still that was my first major tournament. I was the only lady shooter from India. Along with me, Abhinav was there. He was the youngest athlete of our Indian contingent. So I was on cloud 9.
Lovely.
And that was the best Olympic I have seen. If I compare all 3 Olympics, then I went to Athens Olympics, Beijing Olympics, Sydney was very, very special.
Can you tell us why it was special?
Because the whole Australia was involved into it, and I could see the love and passion for sport. I'll tell you, I just missed my bus. I had my training program, and I went to their bus stand in the Olympic Village, and it was a little far. So I walked, and I just missed my bus, and I was like, I'm going to miss my training now. So I went to the desk. I told them I have to, because the range was very far. It was like 2.5 hour journey. So they immediately arranged a car for me, and one person, little senior to me, he was little senior in age. I sat with him, and he was driving. Then we started chatting with each other, and then I was just like, it's a beautiful city. I'm just liking the spirit and all. Yeah, thank you so much. And then he stopped for a while, and he showed me, see that. It was a palace, huge mansion. So what's that? I thought he's showing some sightseeing. Oh, that's my house.
Wow.
So he was a big shot, and he was like, my chauffeur. And he was feeling so proud that he's helping me to reach. So it was that involvement and passion, and it was a fantastic event.
So just for to understand, so what started as a sport by chance, then you could represent the country. At some point, did it, become also a profession? Yeah.
Yes, later on it did, because then I thought that pursuing sport, financially I'm not gaining anything, because we did not have any awards and award money and everything then. So then I tried for some employment. Then I was recruited under a sports quota in CISF. I was an inspector then.
Okay.
So then I started calling me as a professional shooter.
Okay.
It is my profession, because I am representing one organization as a shooter at national level. And then it just became a profession, yes.
Just became a profession. Fantastic. Mandar, you also met Anjali at the time when she was also beginning her professional shooting career, was going to Sydney Olympics. But you're a very different person, right? You're an electronics engineer. You have an auto components company. How has your entrepreneurship journey been? Especially keeping in mind that you've been very supportive of what Anjali has been doing.
I'll answer your first question regarding the business part. So I'm the first generation of entrepreneurs, and it has been obviously a struggle to settle down, having your own place of business and having your employees and everything. So that has been a struggle, but it has been a very enjoyable one, because I always wanted to do business of my own. So there is working on the machine yourself. You're the only worker, you're the only salesperson, you're the owner, everything yourself. And slowly you grow. You have your first employee, then your 2 employees, and you keep on going step by step. So that has been a process. So that went on. Of course, initially when we passed out as engineers, I started it as a partnership firm, but my partner was more so into finance. So we separated after around 4 years, and I took over the business.
The same business you still run?
Yeah.
Is the same auto component business?
Auto component business. But initially we were into the accessories.
Okay.
Right? Now we are into OEMs.
OEMs. Okay.
Yeah. So we are tier 2s and we supply to tier 1s. So those switches that we manufacture, so those go to the OEMs directly, not to the market or accessory markets. So that was one thing. And till 2000, when we got married, so it was around, let's say, 8 years since I started my own business. Now that 8 years of struggle was so monotonous.
Okay.
To some extent, I go to call it getting more boring also. It was too monotonous. You're just keeping on working and trying to settle down. And age was catching up. I was also 32, and obviously there was pressure for getting married. And that time this thing happened. So when she came along, this proposal came along. My younger brother, by the way, I'll just have a mention of this, because he has been into the army.
Okay.
And he got married 5 years before. He's 5 years younger to me, and he got married much earlier. So there was even more pressure that. Yeah. So this was something that was in the process. I always thought that no, I want to settle in business. It happens to every entrepreneur. So then this happened in 2000, and when she came along, this was a completely different proposal. What are you into? So she's into sports.
Correct.
And she was hardly known. She had won the state award, Shiv Chhatrapati award she had won by that time, but still hardly known, and it was a completely different game. So even our parents were very excited that a person with some different background is coming, and I was also excited, something new to look forward to. So I don't know, we just said yes to each other. And
but Mandar, when she came in and her career started to bloom, you had to kind of give more attention to the shooting and less to your own business, right?
Correct.
And what was the impact of that?
From business point of view, there was an impact. I would be honest in that there was an impact. I had to keep it in hibernation. So it did not grow the way I wanted to. I just had to keep it on. So to some extent, that time my father helped out. He used to attend the factory. Then I had a good team that used to keep, but the growth was not there because I was not there. Because I had to to some extent perform the duty of a back office when she was traveling or competition, because the game had to reach people. Even the media or the journalists, they were not aware of the actual sport, the technicalities of the sport. So we took that effort to sit with them, educate them to some extent. Tell them about all the upcoming major competitions and why it is so important. So it was a process. So somehow that I got sucked into it. It was not something that it had to be done out of the way or something. I just got sucked into it.
You liked it?
Yeah. The whole process was beautiful. She was working very hard. She was performing well. Then there are certain areas which needed some support. So then I used to sit behind. She used to tell me, you take the scores, tell me what is going wrong, take photographs of my posture and all those things. So that was a very nice teamwork going on. So I was enjoying it. So more than my business, I was enjoying this part during that period.
But I think that contributed greatly to your sport performance and the way the career has grown.
Yes,
So-
I totally agree.
Yeah. So just to ask you, like you said, you have to educate media, inform them. Why was that important?
Because see, what happens is, it's how will you know what is more difficult, which competition is more difficult, more tough. Otherwise what happens, whatever hype the media gives, people think this is good.
Correct.
So they have to understand the intricacies that this was more tough. Like the winning a World Cup medal that time was more tough than any other competition. So they had to be told. I remember sadly actually when she won her first gold medal at Athens. That was the first medal. There was, I think, such a small photograph. It was actually very big news. And I was astonished to see such a small photograph. I felt sad. I mean, nobody had ever won it. So, because they didn't know. So then when they started knowing about it and the competitiveness and what bare minimum facilities these people have and they are competing, still they are winning. So then they got interested.
Mandar, just something which comes to mind because I'm in this business. Did you ever think becoming a PR person for sports? There must be a lot of people like Anjali who need this support, right? Who want,
But
who
that's
need.
not my forte, honestly.
That's not a photo. But you made it.
Yeah, that was
The
a
kind of knowledge, yeah.
The necessity is the mother of invention, right? So
Correct.
it's something of that sort. So that was required. It had to be done. It's like jumping into the water, not knowing swimming. So we had to do that. There was no other way.
Just to ask you now, in this world of, suppose the current world that we are in, like how we have been doing this podcast, it's a social media world, right? How much difference it would have made to Anjali and her visibility if she was in a social media world?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, I would say. Yeah, unbelievable, I would say.
It has a great impact on everything. No? When you get support from corporates,
Correct.
you have good sponsors, then of course media attention also gives you some kind of a celebrity status, and then your self-image gets improved and it helps a lot. It has a great impact altogether.
I wish
Also,
it
the
was
sport
that.
reaches
Yeah.
to the common man.
Pardon?
Sport reaches to the common man.
Correct.
Layman doesn't know what is shooting, but when it is showed on the telecasted on the TV now, all Olympic games, Asian games, all the finals are shown on the television. So now they talk about our scores, not even event. They talk about our scores. They know about our event now. So it makes a lot of this. So there's a huge participation. The reason of having a great participation at national level now, it's just because of the popularity of our event.
So Anjali, now you still compete, you shoot, yeah. You're also a coach, yeah. So what is your message to somebody who was young when you started? Is sports as a profession something that a person should pursue?
Yes, why not? Now, so there are so many avenues open in sports. It's just not an athlete. Now, so you can become a physiotherapist. You can be associated with sports in many ways. You can be a coach, or jury, or so the nutritionist, dietitian. Because now we are into professional world.
Okay.
There are so many, we are aware of so many things, right? From the sports science to technicalities to having good infrastructure. You can be a good guidance you can give to architecture or engineering who is building stadiums and infrastructure of all other events. So there are so many avenues open for public, not just an athlete.
So of course, so what you're really saying is that sports is a fantastic career option.
Yes.
It need not be that you could be a sports person yourself,
Yes.
but in the allied areas.
Supporting staff, you can,
So, I always ask this to, we have different entrepreneurs. So, has this journey been a bed of roses or have there been struggles and hurdles along your way?
Initially, it was full of struggle, but I enjoyed that journey.
Okay.
It wasn't easy, so it tasted more sweet. So I could survive for initial 8 to 10 years. I had my personal weapon after 8 years of a journey.
So, what do you mean by survive?
Survive means at any moment I could have just left the event because we had nothing in hand, no accessories, no equipments, no weapon in hand, no technical know-how, no coach behind you.
Okay.
There's no as a vision in that. Because we loved that game, because I was so passionate about and fascinated about the weapons and that weird outgear which we wear.
So you really loved all that. That
Yeah, of course.
So that's what kept you on.
It's an individual event. So every day you challenge yourself. Every day you try to challenge your limits. So that is the most interesting part of our game. And I loved that.
Okay.
So even 1 point more if you score, that used to be my victory. Victory is not just a materialistic thing for me, a medal or a trophy. No, I have to beat myself. And then the command and control which I had over my mind, and I became so confident, and as a good personality you have, I used to love that. So I continued, and then I started getting everything in hand and I performed.
So tell me, as a result of this, what's your message to younger people or people who are in business? What is the message that you'd give?
I would say you must try to read yourself first. You have to read yourself perfectly. See, where do you want to see yourself 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line, and whether you really like to do that, whether you love to do that.
Okay.
If you love and like to do that thing, then only you will be able to put your efforts into it. Otherwise, you will be doing it for somebody. Because my parents want to do that, because my coach wants to do that. No. If I want to do that, then only I will able to finish it up to the end point. So you have to read yourself, choose your passion, and build your career in your passion itself. Career has to be your passion or your hobby. You must like what you do. Otherwise, it is very difficult. And trust in your abilities, because I believe every human being is a good performer. That performer lies dormant inside you. Usko jagane ke liye you have to put efforts. So
but tell me, were there times during your struggle phase or your survival phase where you felt, let's leave it, it's not worth it?
No, I don't think I felt like that. I was depressed. One day, I will tell you, one day I was very, very depressed when we returned from, I think, some international event and nothing happened. It's like usual, go, shoot, come back. And I was like, kya ho raha hai? What to do? And I was sitting inside the rain, and I was never like that. And I'm never like that, like depressed, kuch nahi ho raha hai. So, but that day it was very low feeling. And my coach entered and he saw me, what happened? Then I shared my emotions. Nothing is happening, that's the problem. So I'm very bored and
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. So that coach told me only one sentence, I can see every day I dream you carrying the national flag and holding bunch of medals in your hand. How can you sit like this? And that one sentence gave me so much of energy and that, electrifying some thoughts. Ki if coach has nothing, I mean, we never paid our local coach. He just out of passion, he used to train us.
Wow.
If he can be so much motivated, positive about me, then I have no right to sit like this. And I started, putting more hard work and training. And I was then, after 4-5 years, I was a flag bearer of the whole Indian contingent at the Commonwealth Manchester game 2002.
Wow.
And with that flag, I was holding a flag and the whole Indian contingent was marching behind me. And when I put my first step inside the stadium, I could see only my coach's face. So he had dreamed about it. Wow. So it's happening now.
Fantastic. There's one specific activity which you all came together, where we also as Seagull kind of worked with you at that time, is her desire and your technical expertise, and you made these guns, right? And we tried to brand it as Fanduk. Yeah. How was that experience, and what is the learning from that for both of you? Yeah, please. It didn't really take off the way in which it was imagined to.
True.
Right?
True.
And obviously you all invested money and time and
the result, the project, I would tell you, the project was taken up because we both felt the requirement that even in a 10-meter shooting event, it requires 10 meters, right? Space. To make the sport more popular, what are the issues involved? What are the problems? The problem was once the 10 meters, which will not be easily available in the house or
so somebody can practice more often.
More often, right? So you need to go to a range. So that was, and there were not many ranges. Second is the use of pellets. That was a slightly safety issue.
Pellets is bullets, right?
Yeah. So that is a deterrent for some students, youngsters. So there were some problems associated with, and the cost also. So what we tried to do is, to eliminate the requirement of that space, 10 meter. Second thing is the use of pellets, right? And third thing is actually buying those expensive weapons and the recurring cost of pellets also. Another thing, with the advent of technology and Internet of Things and all that, the monitoring of the scores or the performance could be done in a better way by the coach or the shooter. Yeah. So all these factors coming together, we wanted to develop a product wherein it is easily accessible to anybody without the requirement of that space, and safety factors. It can be played at 5 meters. The tracking of scores and performance would have been much better. So that was the thought behind this thing, and we started development. Being an engineer in electronics, it was a challenge. It was a challenge worth taking.
So essentially, this was what? This was a how do you call it? It was a gun, right? It was a sport. Yeah. So how do you define it?
It was a regular gun and a pistol. Only thing, we replaced the actual barrel with the laser, and the target, instead of just a plain target, a paper target which would just record a hole.
It was an
electronic target which would actually give a positioning. Position of the pellet and the score immediately, instantly.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so just asking. So that was an interesting enterprise. I know it was because Anjali was very passionate that the challenges that she faced, where she couldn't practice regularly, and she could do this at her home. So you had this entire electronics. You had the actual rifle, right? You had a very an electronic target, okay, which was based on IoT. So you could get immediate feedback on how good was that particular shot. So all that worked out, right? So conceptually and even in terms of product, it was the real gun. Yes. The internal mechanism was replaced with this laser mechanism, yeah, and highly accurate. Yeah. So everything made a lot of sense. Correct. What still went wrong? Why couldn't you achieve what you wanted to achieve?
That was the hard learning from that project, actually. Yeah. So it is not necessary. We have a number of examples in the industry wherein the product is absolutely super, but it didn't take off because it was maybe not projected properly, it was not marketed properly. And second, most important thing is the timing, I would say. The development time and go-to-market time, all these factors, when they come together along with the finance. Now, although we don't give excuses for any failure of a product or a challenge, but COVID did play a major role, because we started in 2019, as you remember, and immediately COVID started. So the development time was a challenge somehow, but a lot of learnings from that. Even though your product may be good, you have to know the market. Market research is king.
And I think at that time, because of COVID, you couldn't do anything much, right?
Not much, exactly.
It was very restricted in terms of going and meeting people, talking to them.
Exactly. Yeah. And to some extent, a burnout happens from financial point of view to sustain that much. So that happened. Plus, our own careers as such were still on. She was shooting, traveling. I had my own business, and parallelly putting in this was a challenge. So a lot of learnings from this. Valuable learning, I would say.
So is that kind of shelved, or is it paused? Is there are there people still asking for that particular?
So people somehow started inquiring afterwards.
So can I ask you a question? Okay, this has not been a mind, but now, would you have a few of those guns, or you don't have anything?
No, we sold out whatever we had.
We sold out whatever you had, and that's not something that, because now probably you're coming back to the social world. You're still very active. Yeah, and I think it may be easier now to market and launch it than what it was that time.
See, as social media or anything evolves, products also evolve, I would say.
Okay.
Now it is 2025. We started in 2019. It's 6 years. With 6 years, the likings, dislikings, the sport itself, they keep on evolving. So
you feel that it is what we had at that time is not relevant for today?
Maybe, yeah. There will be two things. There will be one for the shooter, the actual athlete. The second thing is the entertainment part, or the money spinning part. So if we want it as a business, all out business, it has to have some format which will earn revenue. That is one part.
No, I'm saying for the shooter part. Aren't there people who like to shoot, like you said, for the mind, meditation, breathing, everything, those all benefits also that you get? I mean, isn't it a
But now there are a lot of infrastructures available. In those days, yeah, we had very few ranges.
Okay.
It was inaccessible for common
but
man.
still, for a shooter to practice at home, they don't have something, right?
But there are many ranges available closer to your home.
Okay.
So in each and every ward they have ranges. In every school they have ranges now. CBSE has made it compulsory.
Oh, love.
They
Oh,
have
really?
compulsory subject shooting now.
Okay.
So it is now accessible. There's a lot of market now. Many dealers are here who have taken the dealership from Germany. So you have
For a
everything
similar kind of a
available
gun?
in India now. Yes, yes.
No,
laser.
not
the
laser, not
the
laser.
actual
Action. Okay.
actual thing.
So what you're really saying is, if I'm hearing you correct, that there was a time when we could have launched it and made it successful.
Yeah.
But at that time, things didn't fall in place. Okay, whether it was the technology, whether it was the marketing, whether it was the finance, and of course it got a little more complicated because of COVID.
Yeah, technology was fine.
Okay.
The go-to-market strategy or projecting the product in the way it should, and all those factors, and the finance. So marketing budget fell short.
But you tried a lot that time also to get budgets. You spoke to a lot of people.
Yeah,
I
but you
remember.
know what? Post-COVID, the investment strategies of investors also changed a lot. The people were a bit wary about investing into ideas post-COVID. That is what we.
They wanted a proven.
A more proven that that will generate revenue quicker. Already in the market kind of thing. So that approach itself changed. So these all factors coming together was an issue. So and now with the lot of changes in the technology, the quick access to these apps and different things, or maybe new inventions also regarding lasers and all those things, that product may be substituted by some attachments, and the same thing could be achieved. So suppose it would have succeeded at that time itself, the product would have automatically evolved.
What you're saying is
Yeah.
right. You're saying that same product today it doesn't make
would have,
sense.
Exactly, that product will not make sense
You would
right
have,
now as
would
much.
have had version
Exactly.
5.0, or you could have had
Correct,
another
correct. That would have,
products which are
that was our research was going on, but as we said, we fell short of funding, so we could not carry on the research.
you could not
further,
take it to the next level. So great talking to both of you. Yeah, I can see that both the careers are different. Yes. You continue yet shooting, competitive as well as coaching. That's really amazing. Yeah, and I'm sure that keeps you fit and positive. I can see that vibrancy in you. And Mandar, hats off to you for not only running your own business from a very conservative Marathi family, because you lived in a Gujarati community, which you was telling me earlier. You chose to become a business person right from day one, and you're still a business person. Yeah, and you never thought twice about supporting Anjali in her professional career, even if it meant, in a sense, sacrificing your business for some time. But it's nice that you're back and now you're doing your things. She's also doing her things, and both of you are together on this particular format. Excellent, and wish you the best. I'm sure, Anjali, like you told me also, that there's no age bar for shooting.
Yes.
So probably, if I can say, the best is yet to come.
Maybe.
Yeah, and so we look forward to that.
Yeah, sir, I'll just interrupt you here, Samir. She has been shooting her career best course now.
I didn't understand this.
She's shooting her career best course right now.
Oh, fantastic! So that's what. So what I'm saying is that
completely. She has hardly any time to practice. Maybe she practices 2 days, 3 days because of her coaching commitments.
Okay.
But when she goes there, she has been shooting her career best course
fantastic. So Anjali, we are looking forward to some exceptional things from you. Yeah. Wish you the best. Wish you the best too.
Thank you.
So thank you everybody for watching this particular episode. And Anjali is a great coach. If any one of you wants to reach out for shooting coaching, please do reach out to her. Thank you. Thanks a lot.